What up, what up, what up? How's everybody doing this fine weekend? All right, let's see what's going on here. How's everybody doing? I had a lot of things on my mind. This past week as well as this weekend. But we did have a live stream about 12 hours ago where a lot of things came into light. Okay? Things concerning creyente, things concerning a live stream about 12 hours ago where a lot of things came into light. Where things concerning Truth Teacher and Domren, aka Dominican Renaissance. Also, Domren, you're gonna need to give me some sort of, I don't know, kickback or piece of the action once you start using your name Domren officially, right? Because before me, everyone called you Dominican Renaissance, that mouthful, right? But then it took a black man to come into the mix and give you something more palatable, something more cool, more hip. That's what black men do. Okay? And so with that energy, I'm going to move on to the top 10 reasons. Top 10 reasons why Latinas go black and never look back. Right? Now, the reason why I did this 10, because one, top 10s, well, you know what? To not confuse things, let me not go numerically. Let me go alphabetically first. A, top 10s, they're very catchy, very popular, right? B, there are a lot of you in this section of YouTube that keep going out of your way. You guys go out of your way to denigrate black men and to basically disparage and disrespect Latino women when they date black men. You have zero issues when they date white men. Don't tell me, oh, it's gringos. No, 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 no. Stop with that OG Del Rancho nonsense. He's lying when he says it, and you're stupid when you believe it. You understand? When he has a problem with Latinas dating outside of their race, it's usually for dating black men. And I find that to be true as well for many Dominicans, because as I stated before, many of my clients are Italians and Irish and even Germans. Many of them go to the Dominican Republic, they go to the DR to not only visit, but to put down roots. They want to be Dominicanized, they want to live among the culture, they want to have Dominican children, so they marry Dominican women. When these things happen, racist Hispanics have no problem with it. There are no pushbacks. But it's only when someone like me, I came onto a chat room, right, where these guys were talking about going there. They were all Italian, Irish, German, etc., and no pushback. Even Russians. I mean, yes, I'm Russian. Yeah, even them, no problem, no problem. But me as a black guy, on a rare occasion that I show that I'm a black person, right? Soon as I said, hey, you know what? I'm thinking of going down the woods. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Slow your roll, Negro. Slow down, slow down. Slow that down. As soon as I'm like, yo, I'm thinking of going down to the Dominican Republic and maybe, getting a Dominican wife or whatever, they're like,
let's slow it down. Let's slow it way down.
you know what I'm saying? The guns come out. They're like, hold on, Negro. You're gonna bring your filthy black jeans into the pool that we're trying to progress? The pool that we're trying to whiten? Mayor a la raza? Right? And then you coming in here with your Negro jeans? No, 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 Negro. You stay your ass over there in the ghettos of Detroit, Chicago, Compton, Harlem. You stay your ass over there. That's the energy I got. Right? They didn't know I was Haitian. They thought I was African American. So that they started throwing out all kinds of stereotypes. These people, they go and they rent out. They rent they rent videos from whatever, places. Not actual physical videos, but like online and stuff like that. And they binge watch stuff on Netflix and other platforms. And what do they binge watch? They binge watch stuff like, I don't know, Dead Presidents, uh, Menace to Society. What else? Boys in the Hood, right? Biker Boys. What else? They binge watch all these different things, and then they think that they know black culture, right? So one of the things that they keep bringing up is Compton, as if Compton is what it used to be in the 80s and 90s and whatnot, you know? So anyhow, without any further ado, let's get to it. Let's get to it. The top 10 reasons why Latinas go black and never look back. All right. So I'm laughing because of the downvote ratio here. The downvote ratio is amazing. I got blitzed. Okay, I got blitzed with that joint. I didn't think that so many of you felt so strongly about top 10 lists, right? Do you guys get so offended about other top 10 lists? The top 10 reasons why Nicki Minaj should be considered one of the greatest rappers of all time. You guys get up in arms about that? No, right? How about the top 10 reasons why you should go to Cancun for the summer? You guys get up in arms about that sort of top 10 list? No? Only this one? Only this one? All right, got it. Before I begin, a little disclaimer. I want to make it clear that I will be referring to Hispanic men. Hispanic, his panic, his panic that black men are here, his panic that Latino men are here. When I say Hispanic, I mean the white supremacist wannabes, the snowteps and the slowteps, who practice anti-black racism and anti-Indio racism, believe it or not, as well as sexism, homophobia, transphobia, and all these forms of bigotry. I'm not referring to Latinos, I'm referring to Hispanics, his panic, his panic that the real men are here because he's panicking. Latinos are men who embrace all aspects of themselves, who don't wallow in insecurity. They embrace their indigenous, their Spanish, and their black lineage. Okay? So I'm not referring to those guys, not referring to Latinos. I'm referring specifically to Hispanic men. People like OG Del Rancho. Okay? People like Chem123. People like Shivo 2121. All right? Latinos tend to also be on the very same level as black men in terms of talent, intelligence, swag, and attractiveness. Let me repeat this again. Latinos, not Hispanic, Latinos tend to be on the same level as black men in terms of talent, intelligence, swag, and attractiveness. So when I say Hispanic tonight, I don't mean Latinos. If I say Latino, I mean Latino. If I say Hispanic, I mean Hispanic. His panic. Now, without further ado, on to the rage bait. Come on, man. I know what this is. You know what this is. You know this is rage bait. And it worked because immediately before I even started speaking, look at the downvote. If you're on a device where you can see the upvote and downvote ratio, take a look at the downvotes. It's amazing. Anyhow, the top 10 reasons why Latinas go black and never look back. Number 10. This one's not so funny. Domestic abuse. It's way too often the case that Hispanic men subscribe to the concept of machismo, and this can lead to hitting women to keep them in line. While this certainly isn't true for all people, it's certainly the case for Hispanics, Hispanic men. The recent femicide occurring in Central and South American nations prove that this is a problem worth investigating. In contrast, most black men and Latinos have grown up in the care of their mothers. And most of the time, they're mama's boys. They love their mom. They don't believe in quote unquote putting your hands on a female. It sounds like a Klingon, right? Female. Or is it Ferengi? Those of you who are Trekkies out there. Number 9. Wait, did I even put this up here? Give me a second. How did I not put StreamYard is acting up today. Number 9. There you go. So imagine that you saw number 10 because it looks like the slide for number 10 didn't show up. Number 9. Black men make more money. Whether it's because of quote unquote affirmative action, right? A lot of you white identified Hispanics love to say affirmative action. You yell affirmative action, diversity hire whenever you see a black man succeeding in the corporate world. If you see a black guy who's like the CEO or vice president of a company, what do you say? Well, it must have been because of affirmative action. You know what I mean? And a diversity hire. That's the only way these blacks could ever get anywhere. You know they're not smart enough or driven enough to get anywhere in life, right? So, anyhow, whether it's because of quote unquote affirmative action or diversity hire, right? Or whether it's genuine merit, companies seem to love hiring educated black men these days for forward facing jobs, meaning like we are the ones they send to meetings now. It used to be the case that they send a white man or a black woman to these meetings or to be in front of their shops. But now for some reason they love LUV huge exclamation mark love having black educated black men in forward facing positions of their companies. Okay? And in contrast, Hispanic men tend to have a mistaken sense of privilege, believing that their lighter skin means that they are closer to being white, and therefore they don't have to work as hard. Since they don't work as hard, they don't get very far. Number 8, black men are gentlemen. Whether it's opening doors or catering to their women, black men tend to ascribe to old school chivalry. Oh, yeah, baby. They, in fact, endearingly refer to their loved ones as queen. This tends to be very attractive to women. We live in a Disney princess culture. What woman doesn't want to be treated like royalty? You see it everywhere, right? All these movies. How many movies are you getting right now with women who they're rags to riches, right? They start off in a poor neighborhood and they end up, with the just like Meghan Markle, for example, right? The whole Meghan Markle story, where she's kind of a struggling actress, and then now she's, married to royalty. Okay. In contrast, Hispanic men, his panic, right? Hispanic men tend to follow the code of machismo and believe that women are property. Not queens, not princesses, not duchesses, but property. Number 7, black men are more talented. From acting to rapping to dancing, singing, drawing, and more, black men tend to be very artistically gifted. And instead of relying on light skin to attempt to get the benefits of white privilege like racist Hispanic men do, they work harder to cultivate their talents. Number 6, black men are more traveled. While Hispanic men tend to stay in their home countries and beat their women there, or they emigrate to the United States and beat their women here and get thrown in jail because they think they're still back home, black men tend to see more of the world. They tend to explore places like Brazil, India, France, Germany, Africa. If you happen to be a black or Latino man, as a Latina, the world is your oyster if you're with one of these men, black or Latino, because we're more traveled, right? We're more worldly. Hispanic men tend to be too preoccupied with worshiping Spain to take their women on adventures. Number 5. Bigger packages. Most black men in the United States and the Caribbean have West African ancestry, going back to Benin and the Congo, right? Benin, Togo, the Congo. Incidentally, studies have shown that these places report having bigger gains. Number 4, that one took a lot out of me. Give me a minute. Ah, oh, that was something. Number 4, black men are more loyal. Don't believe the hype, people. All these divesting women who are like, black men ain't shit. Why they be having so many men? No, 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 no. Black men are more loyal. Okay? Despite the reputation that black men have earned over social media for being overtly or overly promiscuous, the truth is that black men stay with their partners for far longer than Hispanic men. Machismo culture allows Hispanic men to believe that they can do whatever the hell they want in a relationship, including stepping out on their woman, while black men, who are mostly raised by single mothers, have empathy and respect for women and tend to be more loyal. Number three, black men are faster learners. Latino women come with a lot of culture attached to them. So that takes a lot of getting accustomed to. Black men are very good at undertaking steep learning curves. Whether it's learning to dance a salsa, bachata, merengue, cha-cha, or taking Spanish lessons, black men quickly become absorbed in the culture of their women, making them better at relationships. Number two, black men have higher IQs. Black and Latino men come from high IQ tribes. Black men, as well as indigenous Latinos, become doctors, lawyers, engineers. And when they get higher education, they rise higher in socio-economic and political spheres. Hispanic men, on the other hand, have inherited some sort of arrogance that prevents them from wanting to learn. This makes for mushmouth, inarticulate, low IQ individuals. That's what it makes for. Individuals like this. Number one, black men have more backbone. The entire world came to a screeching halt when George Floyd was murdered. This was no anomaly. Black men are a symbol of resistance to oppression across this planet. Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, Frederick Douglass in the United States. Over in the Caribbean, we have the Jamaicans who gave the British hell, believe it or not, right? There's a fear. Think of the term dreadlocks. In many places, the term dreadlocks comes from the word fear, to dread. There are stories of Jamaicans with locks flowing with blood of their enemies, just striking down British colonizers. They won't ever tell you these things in history books. But you know what? Certain YouTuber named Truth Teacher, if you go to his channel, he'll game you up. And over in Haiti, you have Toussaint Louverture, Jean-Jacques Dessalines, right? Who not only freed themselves, but their Dominican neighbors and brothers and sisters from European oppression. Not only that, but they defeated France and Spain, who were world superpowers at the time. Over in Mexico, while we have a lot of Hispanics in Mexico who disrespect Latinos and black people, the truth is Mexico gained a lot from an African prince named Gaspar Yanga. Gaspar Yanga gave Spain such a bloody beating that they offered him a peace treaty. Hispanic men, are usually on their knees begging for Spain to return. That is not attractive to most women. Women love strength. Strength. The only time Hispanics show strength is when they're beating on their women. Latinos and black men show strength to protect their women. As a Latina, if you date a black or Latino man, not a Hispanic or black Latino man, you will have children who will inherit the blood of heroes, warriors, and revolutionaries. Number zero. Didn't see that coming, did you? Did you know that the Aztecs were one of the first people, probably the first, in fact, to acknowledge the numerical value of zero? I think they did it first, and then the Arabs over on the other side of the world did it second. But the Aztecs or the Mayans, one of these two cultures, over here beat them to it. That's Latino culture, baby. way before any Hispanic laid foot on these soil. Anyway, number 0, black men are proud to be who they are. While Hispanic men suffer from an identity crisis and keep begging for Spain's recognition, black men have formed Pan-Africanism, ADOS, FBA, all these things surround and build upon blackness. We love being black. We wake up in the morning, we're like, oh, blackness, blackness. Black men have formed Pan-Africanism. Black men look in the mirror and love who they are. They love the black man who's staring back at them. This is a sort of self-confidence you will pass down to your children as a Latina if you marry a black or Latino man. Leave the Hispanics behind, all right? Leave them with their panic of real men, their panic of Latinos, their panic of black men. Leave the Hispanics behind. Let them go get married to Spain. Let them mate with Spain. That's who they're really in love with. Anyhow, that's been the show for today. Thank you very much for tuning in.